Have you ever thought an old spark plug and a dead AA battery could still be useful? It sounds hard to believe, but stick with this video. And you may be surprised by what these two discarded items can actually do together. Hello everyone, welcome back to Maker Mike channel. Instead of throwing these parts away, I decided to slow down and see what they still had to offer. If you enjoy simple hands-on solutions that save money and keep old habits alive, this little experiment might feel familiar to you too. First, take the old spark plug and make sure it is clean and dry. Hold it in your hand and look at the ceramic body and the metal tip so you understand where the heat will travel. Now take a red electrical wire and strip about 1 inch of insulation from both ends. Push one bare end gently into the ceramic opening of the spark plug so it sits firm inside and makes good contact. Take the other bare end and wrap it tightly around the metal part of the spark plug. Pull it snug so it does not move when you touch it. This red wire will carry power, so you want solid contact with no loose strands. Take your time here. A clean, tight connection makes the next steps work better and keeps things steady when you start using the tool. This part is simple, but it sets the foundation for everything that follows. Let me know your location in the comments. What state are you in, and what projects are you working on at home? Now it is time to prepare the graphite core from a small AA battery. Take the battery and carefully peel away the outer metal shell. Do this slowly so you do not crush what is inside. Once the shell is open, you will see a dark graphite rod in the center. That is what you want. Gently pull it out and wipe it clean with a dry cloth to remove any black dust. Hold the graphite in your fingers and check that it is straight and not cracked. This piece will become the hot tip, so it needs to be solid. Next, place the graphite rod into a drill chuck and tighten it just enough to hold it steady. You are not drilling anything here. You are only using the drill as a holder. Turn the drill on at a low speed and lightly touch sandpaper around the graphite. Move slowly and evenly so you smooth the surface all the way around. This helps the graphite make better contact later and heat up more evenly. Slide the finished graphite rod into the ceramic opening of the spark plug. Make sure it touches the red wire inside and sits straight. A good fit here means steady heat later. Take a moment to adjust it so everything lines up clean and feels firm. Now, let us prepare the black wire, the white wire, and the alligator clips. Take 2 pieces of wire and cut them to a comfortable length so they are easy to handle on the bench. Strip about 1/2 inch of insulation from both ends of each wire. Take your time here so the copper strands stay clean and unbroken. Next, take 1 alligator clip and slide the bare copper of the black wire into the clip. Crimp it down tight so it will not slip when you move it later. Give it a small tug to be sure it is solid. Do the same thing with the white wire and the second alligator clip. Once both clips are attached, look at the connections closely. You want clean copper and a firm grip. These wires will carry current, so a loose joint will cause weak heat or sparks in the wrong place. Lay the finished wires flat on the table and keep them separated. At this point, everything is ready for the next step. Now, we will wrap the wires onto the washers, and this step matters more than it looks. Take 2 metal washers that are clean and dry. These washers will become your contact points with the battery, so a solid connection is important. Start with the black wire. Take the bare copper end and pass it through the center hole of the washer. Wrap the wire tightly around the washer 3 or 4 turns. Use your fingers or a pair of pliers to press the wire flat so it sits snug and does not stick out. You do not want loose strands here. Do the same thing with the white wire and the second washer. Wrap it tight. Keep the copper clean and make sure the wire hugs the metal all the way around. Give each washer a gentle pull to confirm the wire will not come loose. When you are done, you should have 2 washers with wires firmly wrapped on them. These will sit flat on the battery terminals and give you steady power when we move to the next step. Now it is time to put everything together and create heat. This is the moment where all the small steps start to pay off. So move slowly and stay focused. Clip the alligator clamp on the white wire firmly onto the metal body of the spark plug. This completes one side of the circuit. Then take the black wire and hold its alligator clamp close to the graphite tip, but do not touch it yet. Place the 2 washers onto the battery terminals. One washer on the positive side and the other on the negative side. Make sure they sit flat and do not touch each other. When you gently touch the graphite tip to the black clamp, you will see a small spark and feel the tip heat up almost right away. That heat tells you the system is working. Lift the tip back after a second to control the temperature and keep everything safe. Now we test the homemade soldering iron on a real job. Twist the 2 stripped wire ends together and hold them steady. Bring the hot graphite tip right onto the joint and touch the solder. You will see it melt and flow into the wires. Pull the tip away and let it cool. The joint sets firm and clean. So from an old spark plug and a small battery, we end up with a working soldering iron that actually does the job. It is simple, practical, and built with your own hands. This is the kind of fix that keeps tools out of the trash and keeps your workshop alive. If you enjoy these old school DIY ideas, take a moment to like the video, share it with a friend who loves fixing things, and subscribe for more useful projects you can use at home.